Hello, and welcome to another SkaredCast battle report that is more of a competitive battle report. So, if you want to see us practice for the Las Vegas Open ITC style format, stay tuned as we have Gulliman versus the Drukhari. The Darkkin. Let's begin. So we come in the crucible of destruction and death. The mission is mission 5 of the ITC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In ITC there are set objectives and we roll for random deployment. We got Vanguard Strike. So 2,000 points of Ultramarines that will be at the Las Vegas Open. Look at how cool this army looks. And I'm playing Evan. Hello. Hi. Evan, how are you?
Not bad, how are you?
I'm fantastic. This is a rematch from yesterday's game where this same list wiped the board with me in 3 turns.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. So we're having a rematch. This is a little series on competitive gaming and designing a list. So you're going to follow the development of my army against a variety of different opponents in a competitive list. So check the links down below for all the other videos in this series. Okay, so we've got Evan, take it away.
All right, so we have a super heavy auxiliary detachment with Gilliman.
Yep.
I've got a spearhead detachment that has a Primaris Librarian.
There he is.
Can't really see.
Yep.
He has the Tome of Malkador and Might of Heroes, Veil of Time, Null Zone, and Smite.
Yep.
I've got a Tech Marine.
Yep.
I have 3 Razorbacks with twin auto assault cannons.
Yep.
I have a Predator with triple las back here.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Relic Leviathan Dreadnought with 2 storm cannons.
Yep. 2
Contemptor Mortars Dreadnoughts with 2 twin auto cannons.
Yep.
And a Stormhawk Interceptor with Blast Talons, Skyhammer missiles, and twin assault cannons.
And you also have a Calexis Assassin that is currently deep striking. Okay.
He's hiding.
So I have 2,000 points. I'm running a battalion detachment. I have an Archon who is in that Venom over there with a blaster and an agonizer. He is my warlord. I also have a Homunculus with an electrocorrosive whip, the Relic Parasite's Kiss as well. I've got 3 units of 5 Cavalry Warriors with blasters and venoms. So 1, 2, and 3. I've got 2 units of 5 Trueborn with 4 blasters there and there. I have a Forge World Reaper, a Ravager with 3 lances, a Void Raven Bomber with 2 lances, bombs, and missiles, a Razorwing Jet Fighter with 2 lances and missiles, and in the webway I have placed 15 Cabalite Warriors. They're like my screening unit. Okay, so the Ultramarines. Oh, and haha, auxiliary detachment.
Oh yeah, where's your?
Yeah. I have a Farseer on a jet bike hidden back in there, and he's used. First time I'm using him in this list, more as a doom caddy to doom something and hopefully kill it. That's literally what it's meant to do. Yeah. Okay, so Evan did finish deploying first. This is going to be quick, brutal. Make sure that the tactical corner is actually going to be at the end of this video where I get to talk in depth, real time as well. Okay, Evan, you get a +1. You
4.
roll a 4, so I need to roll a 5 or a 6. Well, that's a 3 + 1. Come on, the Dark Eldar goodness. Oh no, I rolled 2 dice and they were both 5s and 6s.
Okay,
I'll
cool.
take it. Okay, on to, oh, do you want to seize?
I'm going to want to
okay, drum roll. Oh, that's a 1. Evan, have a great game, sir. Enjoy yourself. On to Drukhari, turn 1. Okay, so Drukhari, turn 1. My secondaries are Recon, Big Game Hunter, and Old School. So for Old School, I had to kill something first strike. So I did kill a Razorback, and I did doom the Razorback, which helped with some of the lance shooting. I got Recon by putting 1 Cavalry Warrior in that table quarter, putting this Venom in this table quarter, having that unit of deep striking warriors in this quarter, and then the rest of my army kind of moved up. The Homunculus is giving a +1 toughness buff to all the Coven vehicles, which is pretty cool. And then I did put these guys back here to prevent that Calexis from coming back here. So in shooting, I did kill the one twin assault cannon Razorback, and I did kill the Predator Annihilator with the Void Raven Bomber and the Razorwing Jet Fighter. And then the Cavalites that came out of the webway put 1 wound on the Primaris Psyker in the back. So we're moving on to the Ultramarine first turn. And as you can see here, he's already measured the 9 inches to make sure that his Colexus can try get to my Farseer. Okay, on to turn 1. Oh, and his secondaries are Big Game Hunter.
Yep.
Old school, so he has to try and kill something this turn to
Death
get
by 1,000 cuts.
And he has to try and kill 3 things in 1 turn to get a point. Okay. Okay, end of turn 1 for the Ultramarines. We are at 6 points to the Dark Eldar, 6 points to the Ultramarines. So I've kind of gone into my move phase, but I'm moving my 2. He's got 2 wounds left up this way. I fell back my Cavalite Warriors. There's only about 5 of them left, or 6 of them left.
5.
They've moved in to get me recon. The Ultramarines moved up, stayed around Gulliman, killed the unit of Cavalite Warriors I sacrificed over here, killed that Venom down here, killed the Void Raven Bomber, and that's it. So they did kill 3 for death by 1,000 cuts. And then, so now it's my turn. The Colexus failed his charge, but did put a wound on my Farseer with his shooting, and my Farseer put a wound on him with Overwatch. So, we're moving on to turn 2 for the Drukhari, and I'm not going to gamble this turn. I'm going to play conservative, and the idea is to essentially go for another Big Game Hunter point, try and do some damage onto the Flyer with a Ravager, and maybe just kind of have local superiority in this area while still going for my recon points. And then trying to tie up maybe the Razorback again. But either the next turn or the turn after, I'm going to have to go for a gamble to try and take out some of his larger units. Okay, moving on to turn 2. Drukhari, turn 2. So, essentially maneuvered a bunch of stuff over here. My Homunculus charged into the Colexus, didn't do anything. I didn't really do anything to the Colexus because I was unable to do anything. I did kill the Librarian though, thanks to the beta test rules. My Archon and his Venom knocked out the Librarian. So in shooting, my Reaper fired, killed the Razorback. It exploded. The explosion killed my Razorwing. That exploded. So Gulliman has taken 5 wounds. 4 wounds? 4 wounds. He's taken 4 wounds. This Razorback has taken 4 wounds. This Tech Marine has taken 2 wounds. I lost 4 models out of that unit back there with the morale test as well. So all in all, big explosions everywhere, and then this Venom charged into the Razorback to stop it from shooting. The Ravager over there fired on this and failed to kill it. Oh, do anything, hit, nothing. So we're moving on to turn 2 for the Space Marines. Okay, so end of Dark Eldar turn 3. I think we skipped Space Marine turn 2. But right now the Space Marines are 13 points to the Dark Eldar's 10 points.
And we have 13 at the end of your turn.
What, sorry?
You now have 13 at the end.
I do, but you have a chance to retaliate here. So I essentially hid and shot everything at the Flyer. I doomed it, and then I used my Farseer to put Smite. I got actually D6. It was only 3 wounds, but I did do it on an 11, which was kind of cool. This Slapfest continues. My Archon's hiding. The Trueborn are hiding. My Reaper's probably going to die this turn. And I got this to 1 wound left. Ouch. Okay, we're moving on to Space Marine turn 3. Let's see what happens. Okay, so turn 4, right? Is that turn? No, turn.
That was your turn 4.
Turn 4. So that was my turn 4. I've surrounded the Leviathan with Venoms to stop everything else from shooting at me. It's going to kind of force Gulliman to come in and chop up some Venoms in close combat. And then I did fall back. I tried to shoot and kill this guy, and he survived. Evan used a reroll to keep him alive, and then I failed my charges up against him. Okay, but we're moving on to turn 4, and I did kill a unit and have an objective, so let's see what happens as we move on to the end part of this game. Okay, so end of Dark Eldar turn 4. Turn 4? Or turn 5? Was that turn 5?
Turn 5.
Was that 5?
That was
really?
turn 5, yeah.
Holy crap. Okay, so I got a bonus point by putting 1 character by 3 different objectives, which is pretty cool. And then I charged into the Colexus and didn't do any damage to him. I put 7 wounds onto that Contemptor Dreadnought with a doomed. So the blasters shot him. and with a smite as well. And then I tried to charge the Trueborn that I had out of a Venom over here into this guy to take the last wound off that Tech Marine. Didn't happen. I did get recon though, and my Venom is still tying up that Leviathan, but he's Ultramarine, so you can get back and shoot. My Archon's back here, my Trueborn are back here. So seems pretty grim for the Dark Kin at this point, but it's a matter of trying to get as many points as physically possible as you move into the end of the game. Okay, so end of the game. It's turn 5. I tapped like this because it's 27 to 18 or something like that. Yeah. So it's like a 9-point swing, and it's mostly because every turn he killed more than me and he had more objectives than me. So other than that, we're down the middle, essentially, like in terms of tit for tat, tit for tat. It's the extra points every turn that really turn the tide in Evan's favor. So at the end of the game, we've got the Leviathan. He's got 13 wounds left. We have this one with 4, Tech Marine with 1 wound, Gilliman has taken 4 wounds, the Assassin with 3 wounds left. I have a 1 wounded Homunculus, and I have a 1 wound left Farseer as well. So this is definitely a good, solid win for the Ultramarines. Okay, so Evan, any final comments for the game? Anything you would have done differently / things that you felt I could have done differently?
For myself, like I was saying, when I got my Psyker out of cover, I should have kept him there, because then I would have gotten this point. Yeah. But I was ignorant.
Impetuous.
Impetuous and wanted to kill you.
Yeah.
I might have actually deployed a little bit differently. I might have overloaded this side with everything more, and maybe kept just my Psyker over there. Yeah.
Yeah, you would have been able to move back here and not really had me hide. You could have just been very easy to, by moving your Dreadnought. Actually, when you put your Dreadnoughts back here, I knew that I was going to be able to use most of this side to stop the line of sight to the Dreadnoughts, and that's effectively what happened most of the game.
For yourself, I think your target priority wasn't bad. Through other games we've had, you've taken out my Predator every game turn 1.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, to be honest though, I feel like the Predator is not higher on the list than the Flyer and the Leviathan, to be honest.
It's the amount of shots that the Flyer and the Leviathan give out. Yeah. As opposed to the Predator.
Yeah, the Predator is 4 shots. He's gonna hit, he's gonna wound, but at least I have like my invulnerable saves most of the time, right? And I feel that was like my biggest change that I would have had. So leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Stay tuned as we go more into the competitive aspect of Warhammer 40,000 8th edition, and on my journey to build a Drukhari army out of the Index that can stand toe to toe with things. With some of the newer armies out there, like with Gulliman and things like that as well. Other than that, thanks a lot for tuning in. And if you'd like to join the Patreon community, please do check the link down below. And welcome to the Tactical Corner at the end of the battle report. So there's only a few things I'd like to touch on. Number 1, competitive gaming is very different than the narrative sort of games that we have here on the channel. But it is definitely something that I really encourage everybody to try. Building a very optimized list and really playing against people who have the same sort of mindset, who are looking to tactically win the game with objectives and completely obliterate all opposition. Now, my army itself is still under development, but the biggest thing I learned was in this game was my target priority was off. I should have killed the Leviathan Dreadnought and the other Dreadnoughts first and foremost. And secondly, is I probably should have picked a couple of different secondaries. I highly recommend you check out the ITC Champions missions, and stay tuned as I go over my competitive army in detail in another video, and we do some more content. It's an exclusive. We're playing the game. Lots of shooting.